One of the biggest issues for many English language learners is that they sound like a robot. They do not have the proper intonation, they do not have the proper fluency patterns, and they just don't sound natural. Now, in order to fix this, welcome to my new course. Yes, I'm going to help you fix that so you don't sound like a robot and you sound more natural. To do this, we are going to read some stories, but there's a nice thing about it. Each story has the sentences broken into a natural fluency pattern. So read along with me, practice along, and throughout this we'll have a few words that we practice so that you improve your pronunciation and your vocabulary. Now let's get started with our very first page. Today we're going to learn about coral reefs. Okay, we're going to use this story to improve how you speak English and how everyone hears you. You ready? I'm ready. Well, let's get started. Now take a look here at our first page. Do you see all of these red marks? Those have a special meaning. They mean stop. Yes, you have to stop when you speak. These stops are in the perfect spot to help you sound much more natural. Don't worry, just follow me, copy me, try and copy me. Use one earphone in and one ear open so you can hear yourself and you can hear me. Now, follow along with me. Coral reefs are made up of many types and shapes of coral. Do you see that? Each one of those stops that I built in was at that red mark. Let's try that again. Coral reefs are made up of many types and shapes of corals. Reefs are very busy places. Millions of sea plants and animals live in and around reefs. That sounded really good, didn't it? Practice that a few times, right? But let's keep going. The corals that form reefs aren't rocks or plants. Corals are made up of groups of tiny animals called polyps. Most polyps are smaller than a pea. Thousands of polyps can live on a piece of coral. So the word here that was difficult was polyps. 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 I don't think there are any other words that are difficult, but the main thing here is train yourself to stop at all the red marks. Let's keep going. One type of coral is called hard or stony coral. These corals live with plants called algae. The algae is food for the coral. Stony corals have hard skeletons. When the polyps die, the skeleton is left. Over time, old skeletons help build a reef. Wow, that sounds really good too. The hard word here was algae. Algae, okay? And maybe, well, polyps, we said that on the last one. And skeletons, maybe? Okay, let's keep going. The second main type of coral is soft coral. These corals can bend with the tides. Some soft corals will sting if touched. Many corals are named for what they look like. Brain corals look like brains. Elkhorn corals look like horns on an elk. Sea fan corals look like open fans. Have you noticed any blends? Have you started to notice any places where I run the words together? Pay attention to that, okay? Try and copy me. These are reductions. They will help you sound more natural. Thousands of fish of all sizes, shapes, and colors live in reefs. They depend on the reef for food and safety. Did you see that? All those commas right there? Those are like bullet points. We want to hammer those things in. You're making a point to whoever you're talking to. Thousands of fish of all sizes, shapes, and colors. Sizes, shapes, colors. If you see three things in those, like a listed section in a sentence, make sure each one of those pieces is important. We point them out. Sizes, shapes, and colors. Cool. Shrimp, lobster, crab, and starfish feed around reefs. A hole in the reef makes a good home for an eel. For an eel. You hear that? That's a blend. For an eel. It's almost like one word. For an eel? Yeah, you could say that. For an eel, sure. But if we blend them together, it sounds much more natural. For an eel. For an eel. For an eel. Coral reefs need certain living conditions to stay healthy. They need the right depth of water. They need healthy algae for food. Both coral and algae need water that is the right temperature. Coral reefs can be damaged easily. Fresh water that comes from rivers can kill coral. Dirt and debris can clog them. Heavy waves from large storms can break reefs apart. Now, if we think about this, this is sad. We're going to kill the reef. The reef is going to die. Oh no. So we don't say, coral reefs can be damaged easily. That sounds crazy, right? Our tone has to match what we're saying. If we're saying something bad, negative, sad, our tone should go down, right? My dog ran away from home. Aw, that's sad. You don't say, my dog ran away from home. That's crazy. So we need to match our tone with what we're saying. The whole last paragraph is sad, okay? Damaged, can kill coral, clog them, break them apart. Aw. So make sure the way you say something matches what it means, okay? Let's look at the next page. There are 3 types of coral reefs. They are called fringing reefs, barrier reefs, and atolls. Fringing reefs sit close to the shore. Barrier reefs have a large lagoon or area of water between the reef and the shore. Ooh, this one had a few words that might have been tricky. Fringing, fringing. And then atolls, atoll. Push your tongue up on your teeth for that L. Atolls. And maybe lagoon. An atoll is the 3rd type of reef. An atoll grows in the shape of a circle. It grows around an old, sinking island. After the island is gone, a water lagoon forms in the center of the atoll. Do you see that sentence in the middle? I put a pause between old and sinking. Why? Because that's what you should do. When you are describing something, each characteristic, each detail about the subject should be broken apart. Big, rusted boat. You see that? It's not big, rusted boat. It would be big, rusted. Here, it is old, sinking island. We left the last adjective that describes the noun, sinking island, together. That's okay. But the first one should be separated by a pause. Keep that in mind. These are all patterns that you can use all the time. Coral reefs are very fragile. Both disease and human activities damage reefs. Some fast-growing bacteria cause disease. The bacteria can destroy big reef in just weeks. So if we look at this one is a negative paragraph, but the last sentence was like a wow sentence, right? Coral reefs are very fragile. Right? We have a sad tone. Both disease and human activities damage reefs. Some fast-growing bacteria cause disease, cause disease. See, it's down, it's down. And then the last one, the bacteria can destroy a big reef in just weeks. In just weeks. Wow. Do you see how that almost matches the same tone? Wow. In just weeks. They sound the same for a reason, because this is a surprising statement. Other harmful bacteria attack the algae. If the coral can't eat the algae, the coral starts to starve. If the bacteria are stopped, the coral can recover. Without enough algae to eat, the coral will die. If the coral dies, the reef will die. See? Negative, right? But in the middle, there was that one positive sentence, right? It says, if the bacteria are stopped, uptone on our intonation. Hey, I have to make mistakes, right? That's okay. If the bacteria are stopped, up, the coral, up, can recover, up. The bacteria are stopped, the coral can recover. That's a happy sentence. So we need to have this up tone to show that it is a good thing. Humans cause most coral reef damage. Some people fish with poisons and explosives. Boats and ships break off large chunks of reefs. Boats can leak gas and oil. Gas and oil leaks harm coral, plants, and fish. So we have a lot of fact in this one. You have a neutral, flat tone. But there are some things that are like, oh, that's not good either. So we need to have that down tone as well. Coral reefs are beautiful. Reefs are also valuable. Reefs help protect coasts from storms and floods. Much of the world's supply of fish lives around reefs. The fish depend on the reefs for their food. Many reef plants and animals also have other uses. Some are used for medicine. Many countries try to protect their reefs. They have written laws and rules to follow, but people do not always follow the laws and the rules. You see that? All of this was mostly a positive thing, right? They're beautiful. It's valuable. They can be used for medicine. Wow. But the last sentence is a sad thing. It's disappointing. But people do not always follow the laws and the rules. We slow down. We said it with a down tone. Follow the laws and rules. See how that happened? It sounds natural. Just by listening to me, you understand what I mean. A bad thing happened. Almost 25% of the world's reefs have been destroyed. More than half of the rest are damaged. We can all do things to help protect the reefs. We can help even if we don't live near an ocean. Never throw things in the water. Learn about what people do to make the ocean temperature rise. Learn what we do that makes bacteria grow. We can all help protect coral reefs. Then, all the living things on coral reefs will continue to have homes and food. So, we have some negative things, but they're more surprising, right? So, if it's just negative, okay, the coral died. That's a sad thing. The tone is down. But here, almost 25% of the world's reefs have been destroyed. Whoa, have been destroyed. Whoa, it's a wow statement, right? But not a, wow, we're going to Disneyland. It's not a happy wow statement. It's a, wow, that's really bad. Do you see the difference in tone? We kind of stretched out what we said. Have been destroyed, are damaged. See that? It conveys the meaning more based on our tone and the way we said it. I hope you had fun with this lesson. Remember to listen to it again. Follow along. Read these things. Try and copy my intonation, my ups and my downs. Try to copy my pauses. And soon you're going to start to see these breaks naturally. It's all kind of a pattern, and you're going to learn it with me. I'll see you for the next lesson. Goodbye.